Hello and welcome to the iSolved Human Capital Management onboarding presentation. Today we are going to be going through the process of onboarding a new hire, starting with the setup, and then we'll walk through the actual employee experience and show you how the process is finalized. Initially, we'll need to create in the system what's called an onboarding template. You can have multiple templates for different types of employees. For example, you could have hourly versus salary, you could have full-time, part-time, or you might have templates based on locations, departments, etc. You can, of course, have as many different templates as you need. There's no limit on that. When I'm adding a template into the system, one of the key pieces is going to be determining a workflow. That determines who can initiate the process of onboarding and who would actually finalize the process as well. You can have a welcome message go out. This is a custom welcome message based on your company, so you can have that go to the employee. And then if you have multiple FEINs, you can tell the system which FEINs this template is going to be used for. Now from there, we need to add what are called field categories. Basically, this lets us tell the system the type of data that we're going to be collecting, and on any given data type, whether or not that information requires completion. So if it's required as part of the process, or if it's not required, you could decide that. But you'll have different options to choose from as far as the types of data they're going to be collected. And we'll walk through each of these as we go through the actual process as an employee here in a moment. So I create my different templates, and then I go into the system as a user who has permissions to initiate the new hire onboarding. So I'm going to click on Initiate New Hire Onboarding. I'm going to choose a company to work with. In this case, I've got multiple locations, so I'll choose a work location. And from there, I'm going to choose a template. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the employee information. And then from there, I'm going to fill in hire date. And then I'm going to fill in location information and the department the employee is working in. So I need this information to initiate the process. When I click Save, the system at that point is going to email the employee. It's going to give them a link to the system and walk them through the onboarding process. So we're going to switch users now. We'll switch over to an employee level user. As the employee logs into the system, they come to a welcome screen. And from there, you can include documents you'd want the employee to review. We can have them electronically sign off and review pretty much anything you'd like to put out there for them. An offer letter, for example, or if we've got something along the lines of their specialized forms that they need to fill in, or other company documents we want them to have access to. Then they're simply going to click Next to walk through the process. So at this point, they'd fill in their information, hit Next. Other employee data, so this is Social Security numbers, birth dates, phone numbers, personal information. Now I've opted to capture EEO information. This is certainly optional, something that you could turn on or turn off. And then I've also opted to capture I-9 information at this point. Now, I-9 information might be captured at a later point where the employee can be with HR, where they scan and upload the appropriate document. That's up to you as an organization to decide. But here I've entered in my passport information, uploaded a document for that, and then I'm continuing on in the process. And now I'm filling in my tax information, my employee contacts, employment history, etc. So at this point, the employee is just going through and adding the information in that I've specified as part of the process. When they get to the end, they'll have a summary of information and a confirmation statement. In the confirmation statement, they've got two options. They can save and submit later. So if they're still missing some information they wanted to go back and add, they could do that, or they can submit. Once they've submitted the information, that'll notify HR, and HR at that point would go in to finalize the process. And of course, I use the term HR kind of freely there. Any user who is in charge of this process would receive that notification. So we're going to switch users again here. We're going to go back into the system now as an HR/payroll type user. So now we're logged back into the system, and underneath the new hire onboarding, I'm going to go to the pending new hires dashboard. And the dashboard's going to have any employees who have completed the process. And at this point, I can then go in and select an individual and either do a quick hire or use the new hire wizard. The quick hire basically is going to fill in any information that the employees entered into the system, but I can go down and enter critical information such as pay information or other sensitive information that the employee would not have access to. And once I click Save and go back to List, at this point that employee will have been hired and the record is now in the system. This concludes our new hire onboarding presentation. For more information, or if you'd like a one-on-one presentation, please contact your sales representative. Thank you.